Introduction to Airline Management Module 2. 1. Analysis of attitude in communication. In airline management, attitude isn't just about whether someone is in a good mood, it's the mental and emotional stance that a person takes toward others and toward their work. Why does this matter for communication? Because your attitude influences tone, clarity, body language, and even the choice of words. For example, if a gate agent is irritated, passengers can sense it instantly. The clipped sentences, lack of eye contact, and rushed gestures speak volumes. If a flight attendant is enthusiastic and confident, passengers are more likely to listen during safety briefings and feel reassured during turbulence. When analyzing attitude in communication, airline managers look for openness, willingness to listen and consider other viewpoints. Empathy, understanding and acknowledging passengers' needs and emotions. Professional confidence, communicating with authority without arrogance. Emotional regulation, controlling negative emotions during stressful situations. Effective attitude management means training staff not only on what to say but how to say it. 2. Feedback and the objectives of self and others, in relation to conflict resolution. Feedback in airline operations is a two-way bridge. Managers need to give feedback to employees, and employees need to give feedback to managers. But here's the twist. Not all feedback is created equal. Poorly delivered feedback can create resentment, while well-crafted feedback can resolve conflicts before they escalate. In conflict resolution, communication is about aligning the objectives of both sides. For example, a passenger wants compensation for a delayed flight. The airline's objective is to retain goodwill without excessive financial loss. A skilled communicator seeks a middle ground, perhaps offering a travel voucher, sincere apology, and priority boarding next time, rather than outright refusal or unnecessary overcompensation. In internal operations, a pilot might express concerns over fatigue scheduling. The airline's objective is to maintain flight rosters. Constructive feedback and negotiation are used to align both objectives, ensuring safety and operational efficiency. 3. Motivation to work. In airline management, motivation is a major driver of communication quality. If crew members feel valued, respected, and heard, they naturally communicate better with colleagues and passengers. Motivation strategies include recognition programs, public praise for excellent service. Training and career growth, opportunities for skill advancement. Work-life balance, thoughtful rostering to avoid burnout. Open communication channels, giving employees a voice in decision-making. When motivation drops, communication quality almost always suffers, messages become rushed, cut, or incomplete. 4. Interpretation of technical and non-technical information. The airline world is a blend of highly technical and non-technical communication. Technical communication includes aircraft maintenance logs, flight dispatch charts, fuel consumption reports, and air traffic control codes. Non-technical communication includes passenger announcements, service updates, or marketing messages. An effective airline communicator knows how to switch language registers, speaking one way to an engineer, another to a passenger, and yet another to a regulator. Example. To an engineer, the left main hydraulic system is showing a pressure drop. Please run a level 2 diagnostic. To a passenger, we're running a quick maintenance check to make sure the aircraft is completely safe for takeoff. Thank you for your patience. The message is about the same event, but the interpretation is adjusted to match the audience. 5. Basic communication skills. Every professional in an airline, from top executives to cabin crew, must master the 4 basic communication skills. Listening, truly paying attention to what others are saying, not just waiting to respond. Speaking, clear, concise, and confident verbal delivery. Reading, accurate interpretation of written materials such as flight plans or regulatory notices. Writing, producing clear and professional documents, emails, and reports. Airlines conduct recurrent training in these skills because miscommunication can have direct safety and operational consequences. 6. Language skills. Language proficiency in aviation is not optional, it's required. The International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, even sets language proficiency requirements for pilots and air traffic controllers. Language skills in airline management include Vocabulary, using the correct industry terms in the right context. Grammar and syntax, for clarity in written and spoken communication. Pronunciation and intonation, especially for public announcements in noisy environments. 7. Vocabulary, part of speech and usage. In everyday conversation, a small vocabulary might suffice, but in airline management, precision is everything. Saying, "will be delayed a little," is vague. Saying, "will depart in approximately 25 minutes," is precise and helps passengers plan. Parts of speech, nouns, verbs, adjectives, etc., are not just grammar theory, they are the building blocks of professional clarity. A misplaced verb tense in a safety briefing can create dangerous confusion. 8. Mechanics of writing, paragraphing, punctuation, spelling. Airline managers often produce reports, memos, and policy documents. Poor writing mechanics can make these documents unclear or even misleading. Paragraphing, separating ideas into clear sections. Punctuation, commas, periods, and colons that guide meaning. Spelling, avoiding costly errors in official documents. 9. Direct and reported speech, common errors. Airline communication often involves relaying messages from one person to another, especially in shift handovers. Direct speech, quoting exactly what was said. Reported speech, summarizing without exact words. Common errors in airline communication include omitting key details, misquoting times or locations, using ambiguous terms like soon or later. 10. Pronunciation, word stress, sentence stress, intonation, minimal pairs, homophones. In a noisy airport or cabin, pronunciation becomes critical. Misheard gate numbers, seat numbers, or safety instructions can cause major confusion. Word stress, emphasizing the correct syllable. Sentence stress and intonation, guiding the listener to understand urgency or importance. Minimal pairs, words like seat and sheet must be distinguished clearly. Homophones, words that sound alike but mean different things, plain versus plain, require careful context. 11. Essay writing and speech making. While essay writing might sound academic, in airline management it means structured communication, crafting an argument, presenting facts, and concluding with a recommendation. Speech making is equally vital. Airline managers often speak at press conferences, training sessions, or stakeholder meetings. The ability to speak confidently and persuasively is part of the job. 12. Correspondence, letters, memos, circulars. Letters, formal communication with regulators, partners, or suppliers. Memos, short, internal notes within the organization. Circulars, announcements distributed to a wide group, such as staff policy updates. Each has its own tone, structure, and formality level. 13. Meetings, notes, agenda, minutes. Airlines run frequent operational meetings, flight planning, safety reviews, crisis response. Agenda, list what will be discussed, keeping meetings focused. Notes, quick written reminders during discussions. Minutes, official records of what was decided and who is responsible. Without clear meeting communication, decisions may be forgotten or misapplied. 14. Report writing. Reports in airline management can range from safety incident reports to market analysis. Key features. Clarity, avoiding vague statements. Structure, introduction, findings, conclusions, recommendations. Evidence-based, supporting claims with data or observations. 15. Advertisement. Finally, advertisement is a form of external communication aimed at passengers and stakeholders. In the airline industry, effective advertising communicates safety and reliability, comfort and customer experience, unique selling points, routes, pricing, loyalty programs. Poorly planned ads can harm the brand, well-planned campaigns can boost passenger numbers dramatically.